the department's police dogs and an 81-year-old grandmother.
It happened early Sunday morning in the backyard of her home. Family members posted these pictures on Facebook as she recovered in the hospital. Police say it all started with a 911 call about a suspected burglary in progress.
Sick about it. The officers that were there were sick about it.
Coon Rapids Police Chief Brad Wise is talking about what happened in this shed in the backyard of this home. Police say the next-door neighbor called 911 thinking a burglar was outside. The department released the dispatch audio.
Reporting an unknown person was just in their backyard, only description wearing a black coat.
Minutes later, the first officer arrived along with K9 Taz and noticed someone with a flashlight in the shed in the yard next door. It was still dark outside. The officer then commands the person to come out.
We tried a long time to try to communicate with that person and got no response.
We've given 10 to 15 canine warnings. The suspect is failing to listen or come out of the shed.
Chief Wise says the person inside never answered, and because the person was in a shed, officers worried a tool might be used against them as a weapon, so they sent in Taz.
The first sign that something may be unusual was the sound of a female voice.
Chief Wise says at that moment, Taz was called off. The suspect was actually 81-year-old Chua Xiong. She lived at the home and doesn't speak English. These pictures show where Taz bit her arm.
I guarantee you, had the officer standing there heard a female voice in any language, shout out, cry out, say anything, this would have been a completely different outcome.
Chief Wise says his officers followed protocol and had every reason to believe a burglary was happening. And although he regrets the outcome, he says he's not sure his officers could have done anything differently.
We tried talking to the family members of the woman involved, but they referred us to their attorney. He did not return our calls. Coon Rapids Police released the dispatch audio as well as a statement on their Facebook page. If you want to hear and see both, head to WCCO.com.
Minnesota cops unleash police dog on 82-year-old woman for failing to hear commands. It started off with a call to police. It always starts off with a call to police. This time, the call was to report a possible burglary in progress in a residential home in the Minneapolis suburb of Coon Rapids. Coon Rapids police sped to the scene and spotted a person rummaging through a shed with a flashlight, issuing several orders to come out. When the person did not come out, they sent a police dog to attack the suspect, who turned out to be an 82-year-old woman rummaging through her own shed in her own backyard. But that did not stop police from dragging her from the shed to a patrol car after the dog attack, according to city pages. Chua Zhang did not comply, after all, so she needed to be taught a lesson. But Zhang did not comply because she not only is hard of hearing, but does not understand English. And she probably did not expect cops to be surrounding her shed early Sunday morning after waking up early to do some work. The Coon Rapids Police Department posted the following statement on its Facebook page, justifying the incident. The department understands there is public concern on social media about the way this incident appears at first glance. However, with the facts the officers were dealing with at the time, including dispatch information and assessment of the scene, they responded to the incident in an appropriate manner. Officers are trained to speak clear, simple commands in the hopes that officers can be understood when they are dealing with people on calls. It is always our goal to have a safe outcome for all citizens and officers, no matter the circumstances. The Coon Rapids Police Department also posted an audio clip from dispatch discussing the call on its Facebook page. Zhang was hospitalized with a bite to her wrist and a sprained ankle and bruised knee from being dragged to the car. The news clip below, which is in both English and Chinese, shows her using a walker to get around her home. Below that is a video from Coon Rapids explaining how the police department raised money to purchase the police dogs. And below that is a video from 2015 about a dog donated to the police department.